If you come to visit Moldova, you'll not find here any typical tourist package of clearly classified attractions glittering in advertisements, magazines and booklets of tourist agencies. Moldova is never what it seems to be, but almost always what it wants to be, and is ahead of any country even in such mystic region as the Balkans. It is like a landscape along the road, unnoticeable to anyone driving very fast towards whatever destination. Yet, as soon as you stop or just slow down, there it begins. And although even the physical geography of the country surely points that there are at least 4 natural zones here, seaside, Piedmont, thin forest and forest steppe, with simultaneous and abrupt transitions between them, contradicting the metaphor of corridor between the Carpathians and the Black Sea, broadly spread across historiography and modern political documents. The metaphor means that this corridor was used by peoples migrating from the east to the west, from the west to the east, and even from the north to the south, and not only for peaceful purposes. Moldova is not a corridor, not even a passage. It is what is there on the left and the right of this corridor or passage. History and culture of Moldova is inseparably related to Eurasia, from the west to the east and from the north to the south. Moldova belongs to the area of one of the earliest European archaeological cultures, Starchevo-Korosh-Križ culture, which includes Croatia, Serbia, Bulgaria, Greece, Hungary and Romania. Yet the late Neolithic settlement of 7,000 years before Christ, abundant in artifacts pointing to a wide and active use of wild grape, Vitis vinifera sylvana, and its products, was discovered in Moldova at Sakarovka village of Sinjirei Rayon, which makes Moldova the earliest winemaking zone of the world. Just think of it. 9,000 years. The paleontologists long ago discovered that grapevine has been growing on the territory of modern Moldova since the Upper Miocene, from 6 to 25 million years ago, which is proved by archaeological digs at Naslavcha village of Dondosheni Rayon. In 1902, archaeologists found out that Moldova belongs to the area of another early European archaeological culture, known as Cucuteni Tripolie, which also spreads across Romania and Ukraine. This was the culture that generated proto-towns with 40,000, 50,000 population and consisting mainly of buildings with 2, 3 and even 4 floors. Its lifetime spanned between the 6th and 3rd millennia before Christ. At the time, Jericho was just a fortified rural settlement, while the first rural settlements on the place of modern Jerusalem would only appear in the 4th millennium before Christ. It was in 1950s, 1980s, when traces of use of domesticated grape, Vitis vinifera vinifera, were discovered and studied on one of the sites of this culture at Varvarovka village of Florești Rayon, dating approximately 6,400 years ago. This fact makes the territory of modern Moldova the oldest zone in the world, not only for winemaking, but also for viticulture. Noteworthy, regardless of the catastrophes that hit the European viticulture over the last more than 150 years, Moldovans have managed to preserve over 40 ancient local varieties, still used in some small farms to produce wine by very old grandfathers' methods. Some of the local varieties of grape, such as Feteasca Neagră, the girl's black grape, and Rara Neagră, the loose black, were first mentioned in medieval documents in the 16th century. There is also an exceptionally old variety that was widely used in the Soviet time in wine industry. It is called Gordium and originates from the name of the town of Gordium or Gordion, the capital of the legendary Phrygian kingdom. This is where Alexander the Great cut the Gordian knot, and has been spread here since the 1st millennium before Christ. Yet, some researchers believe that this variety is even much older, is local and cultivated in the region ever since the Phrygians inhabited the Balkans in the 2nd millennium before Christ. By the way, according to the ancient Greek myths, these are the same Phrygians who participated with the Achaean Greeks, those one bearing gifts, in the Trojan War glorified by Homer in Iliad. The diversity of wine products in our country was always attractive for the visitors, As a country with long traditions of viticulture and winemaking, Moldova was and still attractive for more and more tourists, businessmen and professional winemakers. Moldova develops special wine tours, including visits to famous wine cellars and underground galleries, housing wine collections, whose fame reaches far beyond the country's borders. Cricova, Milești Mici, Cojușni, Chateau Purcari, Orhei Dionysus Merin, etc. Wine is what Moldovans are proud of and what makes our country special. Wine Day is celebrated in October across the country. The best winemakers invite guests and surprise them with their numerous wines. The large scale of this feast will astonish you. You will be able to taste countless wines. Dances, socialization and ethnic cuisine will create a special atmosphere. And if you join one of the wine tours around vineyards and wineries, you'll be able to taste wines of different varieties. Cricova. Cricova wine cellars, in fact, is an underground city. You'll not find houses or other buildings there. You'll not see shops or outdoor cafes. Not a single sun ray will ever beam there inside. This city, however, will gift warmth of a different sort to its visitors. It will warm your hearts by the smell of its wonderful wine and the great soul of its makers. Cricova invites you to discover this splendid underground city of winemakers, a city of Moldova, a city of wine, a city of the best traditions of winemaking. Any private owner of a cellar in Moldova is proud of it. Similarly, our country has every right to be proud of its Cricova wine cellars. In fact, Moldova Parliament passed a special law to proclaim Cricova the country's national heritage. These wine cellars, however, are exceptional not only for their area and extent, hundreds of kilometers at 70-80 meters below the surface, but also for its underground streets with gorgeous names: Cabernet, Chardonnay, Sauvignon, Dionys, Codru, Feteasca, classical sparkling wines, Champenoise, and other. Milești Mici. Milești Mici wine cellars are a large underground wine storage facility with the richest collection of wines in the world. They are located at about 85 meters below the surface. This fact was officially documented by the Guinness Book of World Records in 2005. The Milești cellars include over 200 kilometers of underground streets and over 50 kilometers of wine galleries and store over 2 million bottles of wine, some of which dating to 1968. Visitors will find an exclusive opportunity to walk along these cold and dark galleries and avenues with giant wine barrels and kaza, niches carved in the rock with carefully arranged wine bottles covered by noble mildew, waiting for someone to discover one day their interior world. Attention, not just their contents. Chateau Purcari. The Chateau Purcari takes its proper place as a leading sightseeing attraction of Moldova. A walk around Purcari vineyards will give to you a breath of fresh air, an excellent view of the vine, which, by the way, was grown following strict canons of the branded French viticulture. The Chateau Purcari will share with you the sacred mystery of its wine, the unique microclimate of its terroir, the slopes facing southwest and southeast, vicinity to the sea and the Dniester enable some truly perfect conditions for production of high-quality wines. And surely the Purcari cellars are the pearl of the manor. The oldest wine galleries date back to 1827. Purcari stores wonderful wine collections with some of the bottles dating to 1948. There is a tasting hall where you will have an exciting opportunity to taste Purcari wines, and the mysterious atmosphere will leave a bright impression even upon the most capricious gourmets. Chateau Vartelli. Chateau Vartelli is a modern company by standards of the old and new world. It combines the most modern technologies for cultivation and processing of grape with passion to extra-class wines in limited quantities. Its own vineyards in Moldovan Codri and Bujac steppe ensure high quality of Chateau Vartelli products, and owing to the microclimate of these zones, the winery produces exceptional wines indeed. These high-quality wines of local and European varieties place Chateau Vartele among the top Moldovan wine producers and ensure its leading ratings among the consumer preferences in Moldova and beyond. In 2008, trying to promote traditions and culture of wine consumption, Chateau Vartele opened its own tourist center. Located 45 kilometers away from Chisinau, this center has a special architecture and is an amazingly picturesque estate. Etc. Winery. Etc. is a family business, and its goal is to grow grape and produce wine, which should reflect the unique character of the Moldovan land. The family monitors every stage in winemaking, starting from cultivation of ecological grape, fermentation and maturing of wine in oak barrels, ending with wine service for the guests of their winery. Thus, etc. shares knowledge and contributes to the development of wine culture in Moldova. Asconi Winery. Asconi Winery was founded in 1994 and is still a family business. The goal of this family business is to produce good wine by using all the modern technologies at their disposal, to maintain traditions of previous generations at the same time, and generously share these achievements with every visitor, whether a local or a foreigner. Basavin Winery. Basavin is a family business which produces small quantities of wine. These are high-quality wines made of grape harvested from Via Veliu terraces in Ștefan-Bode rayon exclusively. Karagan. Karagan is the first Gagos farm where the Cherven family produces small quantities of high-quality wine with Gagos accent. Chateau Cojușna lies in the very heart of Moldova, just 15 kilometers away from Chisinau. This winery produces wine and cognac. It has beautiful cellars, which store collections of its famous wines. Castel Mimi. Nothing can tell you about the quality of a winery better than the wines it makes. Castel Mimi impresses by its interesting and long history. Castel Mimi is now one of the most remarkable architectural landmarks in the world of wine. Its history starts from 1893. Brănești Cellars and Stone Age. It is a place where the winemakers live in harmony with nature and themselves and appreciate the peace and primevalness of the world. Quint. Quint is a winery and distillery from Tiraspol. This abbreviation stands for Cognacs, Wines and Beverages of Tiraspol. Its mission is to preserve the old and vast experience of national masters by enriching the knowledge and mastering new technologies. Moldova is not a trivial place. Moldova is a picturesque country in the southeastern Europe. It is not difficult to find this small and hospitable country on the map. Its territory resembles a bunch of ripe grape. If you like travels, which can feed you with unforgettable impressions and exceptional stories to share with your friends, not just magnets to hang on your fridge, our country will surprise you and fill with emotions, for this is what everyone looks forward to when embarking on a new journey. All roads to our hospitable country are open, and please agree, Moldova is not a trivial place for one's holidays. Surprise your friends, and we will surprise you. Moldova today is a sovereign and young state again, as it has been many times through its history. Its people, who still works a lot, seeks itself, learns, thinks about the future, and as usual, comfortably and mellowly finds time and place for recreation and dreams. Welcome, dear friends.